So Narayan, as a marketing leader, we see there is war for talent, especially for marketers, young marketers. While at one end we want people to spend time in the category, time practicing the principle, but on the other hand, all of them have shiny toys on the in the startup world, where significant amount of equity is promised, a lot of exciting experience is promised, and therefore we see a lot of people making those career choices or thinking about them. What will be your guidance to some of the young ones making those decisions today?
See, I'll answer that on two fronts. So one is, I think I respect if the choices that you make basis your context. Is very difficult to put one entire label to it. So at one level, if there are a set of people who are enamored, maybe it's their context which they want to. They want wealth creation at a very early stage, etc. One can't rule it out, and one shouldn't rule it out. So that's
Sure.
at one level. However, I would say that if you really want to, if your ambition is to be a marketer, somewhere down the line, I think you need to spend some time in a company that has good chops in building brands or an environment where brands matter. And if that is a startup, great. I'm not making that distinction, but you should say that this is what I want to do, because you learn a lot in the first part of your career. Again, 1/3 of your career. I am where I am because of the choices I made in my first third of my career.
Sure.
And then the second third, and therefore the last third is the way it is, right? So I think there is something to be said about being part of a ecosystem where this learning is enabled or is available. Let me not make the assumption that it is it's just automatically there. If the ecosystem provides for it, great. I think it's a great environment that you should spend some time in, and then play out on your curiosity and your wanting to learn how things work, and then sort of build your frameworks, and then take whatever risk you want to take. That would be my counsel.
So grounding of your principles, fundamentals, etc., is quite critical.
Absolutely. So I think you need to operate from a belief that you need to treat your career as a it's a race. It's not a sprint. It's a long distance. As a marathon, people will get all 26 mile kaun bhagega 4 ghante ke liye. But it is a long distance race, right?
Sure.
So being fast off the blocks is not going. You may not end up. You may actually exhaust yourself.
Sure. Very early.
Exhaust yourself not just in terms of energy, but you may not have enough experiences by the time you reach 10 years down the line, and you want to do something else, or you want to grow. And then one thing is, going back to whatever Sudeep you said earlier, right? If you're just exercising one muscle, then how will it help when you want a slightly more rounded ability?
Right.
Sure.
Right? You're only hitting left footers, and then you can't play on the right flank. So many things come up, right? I can only bat, I can't field. Iska matlab kya hai?
That's awesome. And towards the end of the entire episode, we'd be wrong if we didn't ask you this question. How is AI going to disrupt marketing?
Oh God, AI, artificial intelligence. How is AI going
Given that the natural kind is lacking anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think human intelligence needs to disrupt marketing first. Forget about artificial intelligence. But look, I don't know enough about this AI, and I haven't myself used this famous thing called ChatGPT or whatever Microsoft has come up with. But I'm reading that it sort of is automating a lot of tasks within the marketing ecosystem. So yeah, it does seem to play a role over there. Maybe it will help in there's a lot of communication that goes out. Say you need to write a press release, or you need to write an email in English, right? Maybe these will do it much better than a human being will. Certainly. I think. But I still believe it'll need oversight. And that may be the way, it's sort of a mixed thing that happens. So that seems to be the way. But beyond that, I don't know whether it'll be able to make you generate that insight or a communication thought or an ad story that works very well. I have my reservations on it.
Sure.
I think the human intelligence will triumph over artificial intelligence. But yes, a lot of the mundane stuff may there is a case for automation.
Awesome.
Fair.
But I don't know much about it.
No, I think that seems like a fairly balanced view and considered one as well. All of us will discover how it plays out.
Yes.
But it seems like a good one. Yeah.
So we have this on the podcast where we ask one guest to give us a blind question to the next one on the show without knowing who it's going to be.
So we had to ask a question.
Yes. No, we have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
From the last podcast.
What is the question?
Says, how does the understanding of brands influence a company's overall business strategy?
No, I think it helps a lot. I think there will be a lot more customer orientation in a company where there is a belief in brands. You will see it in the kind of product, services, or whatever that company is selling. I think, and lastly, on a financial metric, and this is data, your ability to command a premium if you're selling a brand versus selling a commoditized product or service will be much higher, which will impact on the financials as well. So I think but for me, the first two, which is to say that you'll be if you believe in brands, then you will be oriented towards customers more than a company which just does lip service or token service to it. You should be able to see it in that brand's or that business's behavior.
Perfect.
Okay. Fair. Perfect.
And that justifies the name of a podcast also.
Oh, yes. In this wonderful standee.
Conversations on the business
and on the
of
mug.
brands. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Conversations on the business of brands. How are they connected?
Yeah.
Because... Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I think this has been a very, very invigorating session for us. I think we can go on for a couple of hours more. But for the want of time and attention deficit from our listeners, we should possibly call it a day today.
I thought I was coming on the Joe Rogan show. 4 hours we'll talk. Anyway.
We're going to talk offline now.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
guys.
Narayan.
I really loved it and really loved the conversation, and also going back in time and just thinking about some of the things. Some of your questions were really good and very incisive, and I really loved this.
Thank you. Thank you, Narayan.
Thank you for the time, Narayan. Thank you so much.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to COB, Conversations on the Business of Brands with Sudeep Chawla and Sharavana Raghavan. Subscribe and learn more at cobcast.net. That's COBBCAST.net.